The mind that governs itself does not yield to emotional pressure, and as long as you need someone to feel at peace, you will be bound to the desires of anyone. This is a warning, but also a liberation, because no one achieves true freedom until they learn to master themselves. Today you will discover why toxic people don't feed on affection, but on your imbalance. They don't want balance, they want power. For that, they need you to see yourself as fragile, reactive, and easily shaken. But this changes from now on because inner peace is born from the silence of a firm choice. The choice not to react, not to lean, not to beg for attention, nor to beg for respect. From here on, you will discover the hidden power of self-control. You will master the thoughts that once dominated you and transform into someone who does not bend before chaos because you have learned to govern your own inner world. You don't need to relive pain, you don't need to prove anything, because the greatest revenge is not becoming what tried to hurt you. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any videos. Let's get to the lessons. Lesson 9, the power of not being emotionally dependent on anyone. The mind that does not govern itself will always be a slave to others. When you hand over your well-being into someone else's hands, you become vulnerable. It's like living bound by invisible chains that anyone can pull. A cold silence is enough to hurt. A harsh word is enough to steal your peace. And this is exactly what toxic people feed on. They notice your need for acceptance. They exploit your fear of rejection. They know when you need to beg for attention. And at this point, they have power over you. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom comes from within. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that happiness depends on the quality of our thoughts. This means that no one can control your mind without your permission. You can love without losing yourself. You can care without getting lost. You can offer without bending. Emotional dependence is not love. It is prison. And every prison can be broken with awareness and discipline. Epictetus said that it is not things that affect us, but our opinion of them. When you change that view, nothing enslaves you anymore. Do not confuse independence with coldness. It's not about stopping feeling. It's about stopping being a hostage. It's understanding that you don't need to beg to be worthy. You are whole by yourself. Those who truly love you don't demand your soul in exchange. Those who respect you don't play with your balance. Dependence creates room for manipulation, and manipulation always causes pain. Therefore, choose to break free. Don't let your heart be controlled by others. Don't give anyone the key to your peace, love, but don't beg for love. Respect, but don't accept crumbs. The first lesson is simple and profound. Don't depend on anyone to be happy. When you become the source of your own balance, everything changes, and no manipulation has power over you anymore. This is the beginning of your true freedom. This is the first step to never suffering again. Lesson 8. Silence is an invisible weapon against manipulation. Toxic people live off your reaction. The more you respond, the more food they get. A scream, a justification, even a tear. All feed their game. They want to see you lose your balance. They need your explosion to feel in control. Stoicism, however, teaches another way. Not every provocation deserves a response. Not every offense deserves a voice. Silence is more powerful than argument. It cuts the manipulation cycle at its root. It's not about weakness, but about mastery. It's the strength of someone who doesn't bend to the need to prove anything. Marcus Aurelius said that nothing can harm the soul when it decides not to be shaken, and that's what silence represents. A firm decision, not to give energy to chaos. Every time you remain silent in the face of provocation, you win. It's not escape, it's strategy, it's not passivity, it's wisdom. The manipulator eagerly waits for your response. When they don't get it, they lose control. Silence dismantles theaters. It exposes the emptiness of provocation. It shows who really holds the power, and that power is not in the shout, but in the calm. Epictetus reminded us that it's not the facts that hurt us, but the way we react to them. If you choose not to react, you break the poison right away. There is no more precise blow against a manipulator. Silence preserves your energy. It protects your mind. It removes the other's game without confrontation. Whoever masters silence masters themselves. Whoever masters themselves has already won the battle. The second lesson is clear. Learn to remain silent when the other expects your imbalance. Don't give the chaos a stage. Don't feed the poison. Stay firm in silence. And the power shifts, because the true response of the wise is not in words. It's in the peace that no one can shake. Lesson 7. Set boundaries and stick to them firmly. Those who don't set boundaries will sooner or later become prisoners of others. Toxic people test your patience all the time. They want to see how far they can go. They want to measure how much you can endure. And the more you allow, the more space they take. Stoicism teaches that respecting yourself is a duty. Not setting boundaries is the same as handing over your dignity. Epictetus said, "No one can hurt you without your consent." This means that you always have a choice. Either you stay silent and accept, or you stand up and say enough. Setting boundaries is not being cold. It's being fair. It's showing that your life has value. It's teaching others that there are boundaries that cannot be crossed. Many times, we confuse patience with submission. But patience is not accepting disrespect. Is not losing yourself to fit someone else's will. Those who love you will respect your boundaries. Those who don't respect them never deserved so much space. Firmness does not require shouting. It requires clarity and consistency. It's a no said with serenity. It's a gesture that shows conviction. Weakness invites manipulation. Firmness pushes abuse away. You cannot control how others act, but you can control what you allow. And this decision changes everything. Boundaries are not walls that push others away. They are doors that protect. They protect your mind. They protect your peace. They protect your heart. Every time you say no firmly, you strengthen yourself. Every time you protect your space, you teach how you deserve to be treated. The third lesson is simple. Those who don't set boundaries live in chains. Those who learn to set them gain freedom, and only those who learn to respect themselves are truly free. This is the path to true inner strength. Lesson 6. Detachment as the path to freedom. Attachment is the root of much suffering in difficult relationships. We cling to what we cannot control. We attach ourselves to ideas, expectations, and people. We expect others to act as we wish. We want to change those who do not want to be changed. And when it doesn't happen, we become frustrated. Stoicism teaches us that nothing external is truly ours. Control only exists within us. When we understand this, we are born into freedom. Marcus Aurelius said that accepting what happens is accepting life. There is no greater suffering than insisting on holding on to what slips away. Detachment is not coldness, it is maturity. It is loving without losing yourself. It is caring without nullifying yourself. It is respecting without imprisoning. When we detach from the outcome, we become invincible. The mind is no longer a slave to the desires of others. The heart no longer bleeds from illusions. Every time we release what does not belong to us, we breathe more freely. Every time we accept. Lesson 5. Choose your peace above all. Nothing in the world is more valuable than your inner peace. It is the foundation of every decision, every relationship, every action. Toxic people try to steal it. They throw criticism, provoke conflict, and manipulate emotions. They feed off your imbalance. Stoicism teaches us that serenity is non-negotiable. Marcus Aurelius said we must protect the mind like a precious garden. If you allow the chaos of others to invade your inner world, you lose everything. You need to learn to emotionally isolate yourself from others' negativity. This is not fleeing from life. It is protecting yourself to live better. Choosing peace is deciding not to react to futile provocations. It is not engaging in discussions that don't bring growth. It is not allowing poisonous words to reach your heart. When you anchor yourself in peace, no external storm can shake you. Self-control is the bridge that connects the outer world to inner tranquility. It gives you power over your mind, your actions, and your choices. Every time you choose to remain calm, you strengthen your freedom. Every time you avoid being dragged into drama, you get closer to wisdom. Control over emotions is not repression, it is mastery. It is knowing that your mind belongs to no one but you. Inner peace is built with conscious choices every day. Don't wait for others to change to be happy. Don't depend on others' kindness to feel whole. The fifth lesson is simple. Put your peace above all. It is more valuable than any approval or applause. It is more precious than any relationship that harms. Those who protect their peace protect their very life. Those who prioritize serenity live without fear, guilt, or regrets. Don't yield to provocations. Don't engage in confusion. A peaceful mind sees the world clearly. Serene heart acts justly. A calm body maintains strength, and energy. Peace is your armor against toxicity. Peace is your invisible sword against manipulations. Peace is the way to never suffer. Again, when you choose peace, no one can steal your joy. When you protect peace, you become unshakable. Lesson 4. Don't try to change. Those who don't want to change. One of the greatest causes of suffering is trying to transform. Those who don't wish to be transformed. Toxic. People resist change because that would mean losing power over you. They know that as long as you insist on changing their behavior, you wear yourself out. Stoicism teaches that we have no control over others, only over ourselves. Marcus Aurelius said that we should focus on what depends on us, nothing else. Trying to change others is wasting energy, patience, and emotional health. It's like trying to control the wind with your hands. The effort is great, but the result is almost always null. Accepting that each person follows their own path is liberating. This does not mean distancing out of cowardice, but out of intelligence. It means investing your time and energy where there is a real return. It means learning to recognize signs of toxicity early. It means not blaming yourself for not saving anyone. The responsibility of others over their own life is not yours. When you understand this, you discover profound relief. Detaching from control over others creates space for your own peace. You start prioritizing inner growth, not external theater. It's not worth suffering. For those who don't want to see, it's not worth begging for. Understanding, it's not worth trying to teach. Those who don't wish to learn. Every minute spent trying to change others is a minute stolen from your freedom. Every frustrated attempt reinforces pain and frustration. Accepting that we cannot change the external world is a step of wisdom. It's recognizing that your energy has value. It's protecting your heart from constant wear. It's understanding that life offers lessons, not guarantees. The sixth lesson is clear. Focus on what you can control. Invest in your mind, your emotions, and your attitudes. Don't waste energy on useless resistance. Respect. Harmony and balance start with you. When others don't want to change, your peace doesn't need to be sacrificed. When you accept this, you become unshakable. You learn to recognize boundaries and honor your own journey. Freedom comes from awareness of where your power truly lies. The sixth lesson is about choosing battles that are worth it and understanding that your serenity is non-negotiable. Lesson 3. Learn from every experience, even the painful ones. The pain caused by toxic people is inevitable, but it doesn't have to be useless. Stoicism teaches us that every difficulty contains a lesson. Marcus Aurelius said, "We should not suffer over things outside of our control, but we can learn to handle them with wisdom." Every disrespect, every manipulation, every disappointment is an opportunity for growth. When you understand this, suffering loses its power. It transforms into knowledge. It transforms into strength. Instead of despairing, observe and learn. Ask yourself, what does this teach me about boundaries, patience, and self-control? The world is a mirror that reflects our choices, and difficult relationships show us where we still need to evolve. Every conflict reveals weaknesses we can strengthen. Every betrayal highlights values we need to protect. Every lie shows us where we need to set firmer boundaries. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot control the character of others, but we can improve our own character. Thus, bad experiences become tools for growth. They make us resilient, attentive, and strong. When you practice this perspective, no one can hurt you deeply anymore. You learn to observe without reacting, to listen without being manipulated. You learn to stay calm even in the face of provocation. You learn that pain is temporary, but wisdom is lasting. Every lesson lived brings you closer to an unshakable mind. Every difficulty is a test, Every challenge is a silent teacher. By reflecting on what happened, you turn scars into strength. By valuing the lessons, you turn suffering into freedom. The seventh lesson is clear. Don't fear painful experiences. Don't try to avoid them at all costs. Use every situation as an opportunity for evolution. Learn to see beyond the surface of the conflict. Understand the true lesson it offers. When you internalize this, difficult relationships stop being prisons, and they become tools for growth. You become someone who doesn't bend, doesn't despair, and doesn't give in. The mind strengthens and the heart protects itself. The seventh lesson teaches us that even pain has value when it transforms into wisdom. Lesson 2. True revenge is evolution itself. Often, in the face of toxic people, we feel the urge to retaliate. We want them to pay for the harm they caused us. Stoicism teaches us that revenge is not external. It is internal. It's not about becoming like the wrongdoer, but about surpassing yourself. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that the best response is virtue. There is no greater victory than remaining intact. There is no more lasting conquest than the peace you maintain. Those who seek external revenge remain bound to what hurt them. Those who seek evolution transform pain into strength. Every step towards self-control is a defeat for manipulation. Every emotional conquest is proof of self-mastery. When you grow, when you learn, when you strengthen yourself, the old aggressor loses power over you without even realizing it. Resentment ceases to exist, replaced by serenity. The heart no longer carries useless weight. The mind no longer consumes itself with anger. Life becomes lighter, clearer, and more balanced. True revenge is not becoming like the one who hurt you. It's not letting yourself be ruled by hatred, resentment, or fear. It's using every challenge as fuel to become better. Stoicism reminds us that no one can destroy what you build internally. While the other person loses themselves in poison, you strengthen yourself in virtue. Every conscious choice, every controlled thought, every measured action is a brick in the construction of your inner empire. Evolution is silent, but impossible to ignore. While the external world continues its cycle of drama, you walk in the flow of peace and wisdom. The eighth lesson is clear. Transform suffering into learning, transform pain into discipline, transform frustration into personal power. The greatest revenge is not bringing the other down. It's rising above them. It's being unshakable, imperturbable, and whole. It's living without fear, without resentment, and without dependence. When you choose to evolve, no one can touch your peace. When you choose to grow, no one can steal your joy. True freedom comes from the mind that governs itself. The revenge of the wise soul is evolution itself. Lesson 1. Be the master of your emotions. Much of our suffering comes from allowing external emotions to dominate us. Anger, fear, envy, and anxiety are like storms that strike those who let themselves be carried away. Toxic people see this and use it to manipulate, provoke, and control. Stoicism teaches us that it's not what happens outside, but the interpretation we give it that causes pain. Marcus Aurelius said no one can hurt us without our permission. Every emotion you control is a step towards freedom. It doesn't mean repressing feelings, but not being a slave to them. The disciplined mind observes, understands, and decides to act with reason. When you learn to master your reactions, you lose the effect that others had on you. Anger stops consuming you. Fear stops paralyzing you. Sadness stops imprisoning you. You become someone who faces any situation with clarity. Serenity becomes your constant companion. Every conscious choice strengthens inner mastery. Every moment of